The United States Congress created the Veterans History Project in the year 2000 as a part of the American Folk Life Center at the Library of Congress. The mission of the Veterans History Project is to collect and archive the personal recollections of U.S. wartime veterans to honor their service and share their stories with current and future generations. The project also collects stories from homefront civilians who worked in support of our armed forces. At the Pennsylvania State University, the College of Communications, Professor Maria Carrera-Balkas and her class of students have taken on the duty of recording the stories of local wartime vets in the State College and surrounding areas.
What intrigued me about the Veterans History Project is that it's an opportunity to bring something that is real and lasting to the students that I teach, and I thought that it would be a great experience for them to see history come alive.
It's important for academic libraries now to have information in every format collected from a variety of different sources, and directly from the veterans' mouth and from what they have to say adds an extension to our collections that makes it important for our researchers and future students who want to understand these wars and what our soldiers and veterans went through.
Having a work in the Library of Congress sounds like a great, thing to put on a resume.
I think it's an honor to have our video in the Library of Congress. I've always wanted to have done a project or worked on something that everybody knows about or that anybody can go and see. This was really a unique opportunity to capture a vet.
What I'm always amazed by is how touching they are, how personal they are, and how much the veterans themselves want to share their experiences. And I think it's also, I'm always sort of interested in the students' reactions to the veterans and how they seem to begin to gain understanding, and also to realize that these are real people, not just movies and TV shows and films and stuff about war, but these were people who were really there. So
he was actually a little hesitant at first because he didn't know why we were doing it. We found out it was for students. His whole attitude, he did like a 180, and he opened up like right on the spot.
I think that my favorite part of the students project is really not that much the finished product, but the process of them going and interviewing people and then coming back with their stories about their veteran and the experience and how it was, and what they learned from the veteran and from the experience.
He's very helpful with us getting the interview done. He spread some cheer with a few jokes of his and told us about some of the pranks that he pulled.
I was really humbled. I was really honored to be in his presence. I know that I really like to learn about history, and being that that was one of the biggest wars of our nation's history, and to be interviewing an actual vet.
A couple of the veterans that we interviewed had never talked about their war experience to anybody. So when they came to get their interviews, they brought their children with them, their grown children, because that was the first time that they were going to talk about it, and the children wanted to be there.
He treated us very well. He welcomed us into his office. We didn't feel uncomfortable at all. He knew that we had to do this project, and he was very welcoming to us.
We collect newspapers from this time period, we collect books from this time period, we collect other things from Penn State alumni who attended Penn State and were veterans themselves at one time and came to the university either before or after a war. So somebody who's trying to research veterans' history would have a wide range of things about the university, its primary source documents, its archives, as well as traditional things, books and periodicals and newspapers that we would make available so that students could bring all these pieces together.
This project is very relevant to students in comm 383 because they get to practice the skills that they have been acquiring, like videotaping and interviewing and editing.
Once we get past all the technical obstacles of connecting everything up, I think it'll be a lot of fun.
At the same time that they get to practice their skills, they get to do something that is useful and not just a project, but something that will last.
If you are interested, please visit www.loc.gov/vets and print out an information kit. It will give you the guidelines for conducting interviews and writing personal wartime recollections. If you do not have internet access, please call the following toll-free number: 1-888-371-5848.
Everyone's saying different things to me, different things to me.